How you doing? David Taub here, co-creator of NextLevelGuitar.com. Hope all is going well, and I hope your guitar journeys are going famously. And today I have a pretty cool lesson for you where I'm going to show you some kind of fun blues rock bending string devices that you can use throughout your playing, and these will kind of work in pretty much any musical genre. I'm kind of playing over a jam track and kind of a bluesy rock kind of thing, but try it over wherever. It really works. I'm going to show you some licks, the devices, the scales we'll build them from. If you got a second, please subscribe to the channel. You know, subscribing to this channel really helps us to keep the content coming, you know? And leave a comment below. Let us know what type of lessons you'd like to see in the future, or maybe what gear you'd like to see reviewed. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Click the like button. That really helps, and again, we so appreciate it. So we're jamming over kind of this bluesy rock jam track, right, for application. And the chords are kind of like a G5 to an F5 to a C5. And that's it. 3 chords, but that's very important because those chords are going to tell us, you know, what scales, what is the roadmap to our improvisation and soloing avenues, right? So let me show you the scales we're building from. A good one is that G minor pentatonic and blues expanded scale. It looks like this. I mean, if you just know your G basic box shape, of course, G minor, you could use that, G minor pentatonic and blues. We're going to use G Dorian, and over the intro I was using that G Dorian a lot, and I was doing some cool devices and double stops and string bending stuff. I'll show you a couple of G Dorian scales I was using. G, low root note is the G note, 3rd fret, low E string. Another one I like is up here off the A string root, 10th fret on the A string is our G note. So a cool device I like to use a lot, especially to kind of build tension coming like into a solo, is to bend a cool note and then hold that bend and continually pick it. And you can experiment with this and try it with different notes. I was doing this one. And then giving it a little vibrato while it's bent. So, you know, in G Dorian, you have this on the top 2 strings. Right? So I was using on the B string, I was bending this E note up to the F. So kind of slow bend. Then when you get it up to the F, hold it and keep picking it. And then vibrato. That's a cool little device, and you could use that wherever you have bend, especially on half steps. It works really nice because you just got to bend it up a half step and then hold it. Like you could do it on the high E string, bending an A up to the B flat. Right? And then make sure you hit that bend and you're in pitch. You're not over or under bending it. And if you need some jam tracks so you have some musical application, I could help you with that. Playing over jam tracks is an invaluable tool for the practicing guitarist because you're putting what you're learning in a musical context, right? I'll tell you what, I'll send you 6 free jam tracks. Just click on that link below. Send you the 6 free tracks, and I'll also send you 2 ebooks, which is huge because I go over the tracks in the ebooks one by one and kind of make a template for you, make suggestions on different scales and modes that will work over the track and why, so you can kind of build your musical knowledge and repertoire as far as being able eventually to jam over any track, right? So I kind of take you through the tracks one by one in one ebook. In the other ebook, I diagram out all the scales, right? So because you want to see them all laid out on paper. It really helps to look at them sometimes. Something else I might do is use artificial harmonics when you have it bent up. Right, so I'm moving the pick on the string here to see where they sound out. Cool. And hitting those harmonics as I have that bent note. Add a little distortion and a little volume, you get them to sing out a little bit more. Another thing you could do, as you bend that up, let it down slow. And that's kind of cool too. You get that kind of, that crying effect. Right, that kind of reverse bend where you could even start it bent to pitch and then you let it down. That's kind of a cool thing. Right? I even do that on the blue note sometime when I'm playing in G blues. I'm bending, right? You want to bend that to the blue note, so basically you're bending this C to the D flat. It works real nice there. Works nice there because you could build some cool tension with that. So try those and then experiment in different scales holding bent notes. You could do this on whole step bends too. Here I'm bending the F note up to the G, our root note. That's a good way to always test too, right? Bend it and then compare. See, bending it in pitch. You can get that vibrato at the top even better. Another cool little device I used was, I was kind of doing multiple things. I was doing some slides, bending, and a little device moving up to the root note. This lick was the lick. Okay, there's a bunch of things going on in that lick. I'll slow it down, I'll play it for you. What I start by doing is bending and quickly releasing the bend and pulling off. I'm bending to that blue note again, so I'm on the G string, 5th fret, and you bend it up, let it down, fast. Up, down. I call that the jerk the chain bend. And then you pull off to the 3rd fret, so it's kind of one pick. Alright, and you get that, all those sounds. Then what I do is go up to that D string on the 5th fret. Then I slide. I come back to the 3rd fret G string and slide that all the way up to the 7th fret. So you get that good interval jump, right? And slide it back. And here's the cool thing too, when you slide it back, I put a little bend on that note. That note, that B flat sounds great, just bent a little bit, like a 1/4 step. You're kind of working that flat 3rd to major 3rd bend. I used it up here too, you know, it works in all the positions. So here it is slow. And I ended it on the G note, D string on the root. And then I slid up to the high G. So I went from this G to my G note up here on the 8th fret of the B string. That's a little device called going from the 1 to the 1. And that's used a lot in blues. Going from root note to root note. But I'm playing the notes on different strings, and the different string thickness gives the note a little different timbre. Both G's, right? But they sound a little different. Alright, so you want to work that up to speed, and the thing you really want to do with these licks and these devices is really put some emotion into it, like that bang. Those little nuances is really what's going to separate your playing from the pack, right? It sounds like just a little thing, but that nuance, or those nuances in your playing, really kind of infuse your playing with emotion. And that's what you want to come across in the solo, right? You want to be emotive, especially with string bending, like we're talking about these string bending devices. Another thing I was doing is I kind of get a slight harmonic when I do that bend. And I'm kind of raking the strings. Now we're getting into you know, a bunch of other devices. But again, all these little things are nuance, and they add that special sauce to your playing. So try to get that. Fool around on, you know, changing the position of where you're picking to get a little harmonic. It doesn't have to be a full-on screamer, but sometimes just a little, that could really kind of separate it from the pack. And the other thing, and I probably do this a lot, and I don't even know it, is I rake into a lot of my bends. And all I'm doing there is laying the palm of my hand on the strings, and I'm hitting 2, 3, or 4 strings before the actual string I want to hit. And I get that muted kind of sound. And that kind of adds a lot than just playing the straight bend. I get a lot of questions about gear, so I like to go over briefly what I'm using in the lesson. I'm using a 1996 Gibson Les Paul limited edition guitar. I played mostly through the bridge pickup. And I'm plugged straight into the front of a Paul Reed Smith Archon 212 25-watt combo amp. I'm on the lead channel. The distortion is set to about halfway, maybe 50%. And the only thing I have as far as effects, in the effects loop, I'm using a Keeley Caverns pedal. And that provides just a splash of reverb and just a little bit of delay. And that's it. Very simple. If you want some free jam tracks, I can help you with that. Click on that link below. Don't forget to do that. Grab that free resource. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. That really helps us to keep bringing the content, right? Leave a comment, and please click the like button. Again, that really helps us. We appreciate it. I'm David Taub, co-creator of Next Level Guitar. Thank you so much for all your support over the years, and you keep on rocking. Take care. Rock on.